Hello and welcome back to part 5. In this demo, I will show you how to add logging to the Web API and complete the documentation generated via Swagger. The resources I'm using are available in the description section below this video. If we have a look at our application running in the browser, we can see that the current documentation reveals our API structure. Here we are. And so we have two resources, that is the cars resource and the images resource, as well as our payload. The payload that the API produces and consumes. Produces a car model, consumes the car model. On the cars, we have 5 action methods. We have a get, post, get, this is get single, put, delete. And we immediately see that we need a lowercase URL over here. If we expand this method, we see that the documentation indicates that there's only one return type and no media type indicated. And if we have a look at our code, we know that our method can also return a not found 404 as well as a 200. So we are going to correct that in this video. And before we do that, let's go ahead and add some logging capability. The whole idea about logging is to provide us with telemetry when a non-200 response is returned by our action methods. So let's go ahead and refactor our code and enable logging. Okay, so first I say logger. Let's bring in the namespace. So that will be images controller. So logger. And we're gonna also generate our read-only field. Let's go ahead. Oops, I'm sorry. Let's generate our read-only field. Alright, great. So here is a fast not found method. I'm gonna just expand this. Add braces, and let's go ahead and log that information. So we want to say if we have a problem, let's log that and go ahead and return our problem. Okay, so over in the cars controller, let's do the same thing. Okay, so in the constructor, let's add an logger of cars controller. So logger. Here, let's go ahead and bring in the logger. Right, so there, let's generate our read-only field. Okay, once again in the get method, so here we have a return not found. So let's go ahead and add braces, and same thing. Let's log the information. This will be cars. Okay, in the get single method, and we have a bad request. Let's go ahead and log that. Okay, so I'm just using my clipboard because I had already prepared this to save us a bit of some time, and that's what we want to do. We want to log the information, record the date and time, throw the exception message, and return a bad request. Okay, so another one is here is not found. Let's go ahead and log that if that occurs. So here we go, and dead time now, and this method is get method. Okay, that's good. Alright, so over in the post method we have adding here. So this method should be wrapped in a try catch block, and here is our try catch. So we say try add car, and if there's a problem, we log that problem. Right, so bring in the namespace. It's cool. It's again bad request. Let's log that. Okay, right, so we have a bad request, and we want to log that information, and we have a return not found, so go ahead and log that too. Okay, so log the date and time now, but this method is a put method, so let's go ahead and correct that. That will be put. Okay, right, so next up, once again, let's wrap this in a try catch block. Sorry, let's just use our clipboard contents, and so here's our try catch block, and of course let's go ahead and just say update. Okay, it looks good so far. Next up, bad requests. That let's just add braces. There's okay, so here it is, this one. Okay, so we do that, and if we find a not found, let's also log this. Super. So this one will be name of delete. Okay, so once again here, let's go ahead and just wrap this in a try-catch block. Okay, and now this one becomes remove, and I want to make this call right after our database call. Database did call let's move a little bit. Let's make it a little cleaner. All right, so that looks good, and so let's go ahead and run this application. And let's make sure everything still runs okay. So let's try it out. Let's execute this, and we see our responses are looking good. Next, let's make a real post. So I say user 100. Let's give it a name of RR, intentionally giving the wrong name. Choose photo, execute, and we get back a 201. That looks good. Name RR. So let's get car with ID 9. Execute this, and we get back a 200 response. Okay, so let's make a put request. So here we say car with ID 9 should have a name of Rolls Royce instead of RR. Okay, so execute that, and we get back a 202 since it was accepted, as you can see over there. So let me just copy this file name. Let's copy this. And before we delete, let's just try out and make sure getting our file name works. There we go. We get back our Rolls Royce, and now we can try the delete method. Let's try it out, and let's delete car with ID 9. What we expect? 204 no content, and that's what we get. Okay, so after refactoring, our application still looks good. Now on to improving the documentation of our application. Let me go ahead and collapse to definition. So first, this controller produces a media type name of application octet. Okay, next here, this method here has two possible return types. That's a 200 and a 400 response. Okay, save this over in the cars controller. Let's do the same thing again. I'm going to collapse this to definitions. Let's go up here in this controller. Let's tell documentation that this produces media type name application JSON. Okay, and in the get method, once again, this method goes ahead and produces a 200 and a 404. In the get single method, we have three possible return types: a 200, a 404, and a by request. In the post, we have four possible return types. Two possible return types. That is a created and internal server error. Same thing here. Put, let's return a 202, accepted, found, bad request, internal server error. Finally, in the delete method, we have 204. Where's my 204? Here it is. Very good. So those are our possible return types, and so I'm going to save all this, and so let's go ahead and run the application at this point and ensure everything looks okay. Alright, so let's look at our documentation, and here they are: 200, 204. Okay, so for the post method, we have a 201 and a 500, and in our get method, we have 200, 400, and 404. However, I don't like the details produced, so let's just fix that, as well as, let me refresh this real quick. Let's fix the details and the lowercase URL. Now, to do that, over in startup, what we need to do is, first of all, to remove the details. Okay, so all we need to do is say figure API behavior. We say options, just do this, options, so the options, let's call suppress map client errors, set it to true, And to make sure our application serves out lowercase URL, we go to add routing and we say options, returns and options of lowercase URLs, set it to true. So we save that over into our browser. Let's refresh this. Okay. And so to observe this, yes, we do get back lowercase URLs. We do get back lowercase URLs here. The details are gone. Okay, so now we just have 404 and not found, 201 success, 500, okay, and so forth. Okay, delete. There we go. So that's it really, and that's how to make a web API consumer friendly. Are we ready to deploy our web API to production yet? No, we need unit tests. Join me in part 6 where I show you how to write unit tests for our web API. Once again, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe, and also feel free to leave me any comments or issues you may have. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.